Hi, this is Marcellus Green, and this is Music Talk 101, number 19. Tonight's topic, or this morning's topic, is coming up with ideals for creating music. I'm asked a lot on how do I come up with ideals for writing songs or creating music, or how do I come up with what gives me the motivation and inspiration. Because I write so many songs, and I guess a lot of people have noticed that sometimes, and I want to say, actually, my mind is always running, always going. I've been like that for almost all my life, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get off into music, because it gives me something to do with my hands. That's why I like electronics, and that's why I like computers, because it gives me something to do with my hands and gives me something to do with, to make my hands do what my mind is going through or thinking about. And that's the big plus for me in the computer field, in the music field. But again, this is about where I get my creativities from. And it's kind of early. It's like 12:47 a.m. Tuesday morning, August 17th. And writer's block. Another thing, someone asked me, do I ever get writer's block? I'm sure I do, but I mean, I'm doing this show because right before I sat down, I got an idea. And it was a melody. I think in my head, and I don't know what words I would want to use with that, but I'm not gonna play much. But I would say, like, let me see. She's always been there for me. Let's just say use that for the melody. She's always. So that's my little melody. I know it sounds crazy, but that's my little melody. But if you bear with me, you'll see where I'm going with this. So, and she's always been there for me. I end here. So that goes with that. So I'm gonna use two chords in the melody. She's always been there for me. She's always for me. So that's what I was thinking about a few minutes ago. Now my thing is, I guess my next thing would be, if I want to turn that into a full song, where would I go from there? Because the hook would be what we're singing, so, and I was using this chord with the E sharp on top, but then I like adding that F sharp on top sometimes too. And then, so if I want to turn that into a song, so, well, what I would probably, I don't know, maybe I'd go here, take you somewhere different. She's there for me. Then I go back to the melody. Dramatic. So that's why I would go with that. And to get off of that hook, I'll take it out of that key and go to, again, here, I guess, here. Makes it sound more dramatic. Always been there for me. She's always been there for me. So since I have the ideal, most of the time when I get the ideal, I normally use drums. A lot of times I use drums. So what I would do after I came up with that ideal for the melody, I probably would have either played the drums, pulled up a drum sample, or used a drum machine for the drum beat. Because one of the things that I may not write all the time is the drum patterns. Everything else I write totally. But I pay for drum beats. I pay for drum patterns. Sometimes it can be kind of pricey. And I also use drum machines, which can be pricey because you have to pay for the machine itself. And then I also program drum beats on drum machines. Even sometimes I play the beat on my keyboard. I like doing that as well. And I also have a set of drums. So I have a lot of ways of doing drums, but since I have so many ideals, it's hard to come up with a drum beat to match what I need. So that's why I have to have all those avenues. But when you get done with that, like what I just did, this is my concept for writing. I'll do the drum beat, and then I'll play normally the piano. The first two steps of my performing or laying down the music after I come up with an ideal in my head. Okay, so, and then I may lay the bass line on top of that. I like doing that third. But if I'm singing, sometimes I don't like doing the bass line third because I might want my bass line to be a little bit all over the place. I don't know if that sounds right to you because I don't know how I'm going to sing. So I kind of like playing behind the vocals, and I might even be a step behind, okay, because I want to sing first, and I want my bass to follow my singing, okay, so. And then you go from there. You lay your horns, your strings, or whatever, organ, anything else. And once you do that, then you have your compilation, your song. And all that came from just this. Just those three notes. And you can make it so pretty. Like, I can argue, you can do this. I mean, the possibilities are there. You might say to yourself, well, the melody or the chorus or whatever is just two chords, but being a piano player, I'm not just playing the chords like that. I'm kind of like doing, I'm playing it in the way a pianist would play because I'm a piano player, okay? So and I could get a lot out of just this area if you play like a piano player would play. So, you're getting more out of just playing the chord. It makes the song sound so fuller. And I'm playing a piano in a string there, and a lot of people know this is my favorite sound on this keyboard. But sometimes you have to be careful because I'm using a sustain pedal. You might not can see it. It might not be in view of the camera. I'm using a different camera tonight. I'm using a Sony Handycam. I got a couple of them and I haven't used them yet. I'm trying one. But you can't see my sustain pedal. But you have to be careful when you're playing with a layered program because that tone will override and it may sound muddled and it can even get to the point where it can be overbearing. So you have to be careful. But I love a sustain pedal. So again, this is Music Talk 101, number 19, I believe, and it's about the creative concept. And after that, you could take, with me personally, I like to where I'm starting off at. I like to go up a half note or a note sometimes, so I could have another song in my mind to go into, and then come back to that where I started. But the creative process is all up to the person who's writing the music. It doesn't matter what instrument you play. I was just talking to a musician I met earlier, a few hours ago, and he's a guitar player, but we were talking about music, and the creative process is different for a lot of people. But again, this person, he wasn't a writer, he was a guitar player. So it's different talking to someone who doesn't write music versus someone who's playing music. Playing is all the same, I guess, but when you're creating, it's a whole nother ball game. We were talking about instruments that you might want to start off with if you have kids or if you have people interested in music. Well, of course, I'm going to always say the keyboards, because the keyboards you can play all the parts if you learn how to stroke the keys. So of course I'm going to say keyboard. Keep this in mind. When you play keyboards, you can do a whole compilation without any other musicians. Okay, if you're a guitar player, you need a keyboard player, of course. You need a drummer or a drum machine. You may need horns. You might want an organ player, but I could do all that myself on keyboards, even though I do a lot of drums in real time because I play too. But I don't have to. That's why I love the synthesizer. Okay? The difference between a synthesizer and an electric piano is that electric piano just has pianos, and maybe electric, they may even give you some acoustic. And you can't actually configure those sounds. You can't program it. That's the difference between a regular piano or electric piano versus a synthesizer. Synthesizers are programmable. You can take a sound and manipulate it and make it sound like what you want. But most of the time, I love the sounds I have in my keyboard. I've never manipulated the sound unless I'm using this keyboard right here. And I really don't do it on here because this is an analog keyboard. But synthesizer allows you to program. Now, the difference between a synthesizer and a synthesizer workstation, this is a workstation, okay? This has a built-in recorder, or it's called a sequencer, where you can lay tracks, at least 16 parts. That's the difference between a workstation and a regular synthesizer. The only reason why all of my keyboards are not workstations is because I use software as for my workstation, my sequencer. So I don't need that. I'm more interested in sounds. I love sounds, or I call them tones. That's what I'm more interested in. So again, y'all, it's kind of late for me, and it's almost 1 a.m. I hope you enjoyed this music talk. Again, it's a pleasure to do these for the ones who are listening out there. If you want me to talk about anything musically, just let me know. You can reach out to me on www.detailsolutionscomputers.com. My company, again, is called Detail Solutions Computers and Audio. You could reach me on Facebook under Mark Green, M-A-R-C, Mark Green. I'm on Twitter, too, under Marcellus Green, and I'm on LinkedIn. If you want to reach out to me on Facebook under Mark Green, you just give me some comments. If you want me to do a show on something, I'm pretty well versed on a lot of different things in the music field. So if it's something you want to learn, whether it's mastering music, mixing, recording, video production, just let me know, reach out to me. I'm more than welcome. I'm more than willing to do a show on that. And I hope everybody have a beautiful night, and thank you.